Welcome back to the Last Remnant video walkthrough, 100% completion and low BR run. We are continuing on our subquests here. In the last video we got a summon for Emmy, and in this video we're going to get a summon for Jager. This should be our last summon, and this one will be significantly more difficult than the one before. Hey, guess you heard the rumors about the flying monster, huh? Yeah, it probably ain't a surprise to you, but that monster is the Lob Omen. With all the shit going down here in Nagapur, it's been hiding out up in Worm's Keep. I want to go up there and get it back, but now that her mind's gone and a bunch of monsters have moved in, it's dangerous. Hey, other than that whole sister kidnapping and trying to kill each other business, we're cool, right? Think you can help me get that Lob Omen back? I heard finding strong remnants is what y'all are all about lately. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. We ought to be able to sneak into the castle through the aqueducts. Come on, let's roll. UFO, unidentified flying object. Yeah, that is the Lob Omen, and it is Jager's. I thought it was already bound to him since he's been using it the whole game anyway. We did boss fight with Jager and Lob Omen. We got to go through the aqueduct here, like it did, and once again, those glacial obelisks are probably above us. There can be a in-game boss there in the middle if you've got that guild task triggered. The Gates of Hell or something like that. See? That's where we can get into Worm's Keep. Can't feel the Lob Omen from here, but it could be hiding somewhere. And it is hiding. We're going to have to do a bunch of fights. We are not very concerned about dodging monsters, obviously. If they get in our way, we get frustrated. We're just going to kill them. It's faster to kill them than to try and wait for another time shift to fall off and pray that we don't get engaged. Especially that these are really low-level Vunes. Alright, easy peasy. BR38. What we're going to be doing here after we get our summons, well, let me put it another way. We're getting our summons done here before we grab our last two guys, because we got to push the main plot forward once. And then before we push the main plot forward again, we have to get our last two guys, otherwise they become unavailable. So it's that same pattern we saw earlier, where you don't want to progress the main story all the time. It will limit content on you if you keep pushing forward without doing the subquests. But at the same time, we want to do as few subquests as we can at the beginning and as many as possible at the end once we have all 18 of our guys. Okay, so we've done puzzles like this before. The moving platform puzzles. They get a little more intricate. We do one later on in the game to get all the chests over here, and I believe to get to a rare. Oh, he's not on the monster, standing in the way of the controls. I wonder what we should do. Talk him down, or just kill him.
Go, take the upper hand.
Saw there that Cyclops is available for rush, but in short fights, it's a waste of time. Rush's group won't do anything while he's summoning, so better to have Rush kill, get the fight over with, rather than summoning. Also, the summons don't level up. Like, you want Rush to use his abilities, Rush and his whole team. Those combat arts will go up, but the summons don't. Like, you don't get any skill ups at all for those. There is no Cyclops 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's just Cyclops. Some nice skill ups on such a small fight. Okay, so we have to move this thing because we have to go under it, and we've seen something like this before. And looks like we're backtracking a little bit. I'm going to pick up this chest. And stand around. Looking for the ladder that's right next to us. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Go on.
This is a boss called Siren. Well, not a boss. He's a rare. He's one of the rares. And there is, I believe, there's a guild task to kill him. The rares are kind of like the regular monsters. Some of them are hard, some of them are easy. So not all rares are hard. They're just a little more souped up than their non-rare versions. Some rares are extremely difficult. In fact, the hardest guys in the game are rares. We'll get those guild tasks all done in later videos, but for right now, if there's a rare that's going to jump in front of us, we'll kill it. They also have they've got their own loot tables. A lot of times they will be guaranteed captures. Anytime we kill a monster, we have a X% chance of capturing that monster, or splitting that monster, and we are saving all our rare captures because, well, you'll find out later.
Excellent. I hope I've grown strong.
But we're going to open up all the Imperator weapons. It is 100% completion, and the Imperator weapons are a huge part of the game, so we're going to make sure we get that, and that requires us to turn in an ass ton of captured rares. That's the first one, I believe. Captured Siren. Okay, so we're walking across the platform we just moved, and I'm going to try not to fight them, I think. Imps are pretty easy to avoid. Alright, so this is going to put us up to Worm's Keep, hopefully, where Lob Omen is flying around. There's a ladder. And this is going to allow us access to Worm's Keep whenever we want. We came here earlier, and it was pretty empty. This time through here, there's going to be mobs. We are forced into this fight here. We didn't engage anybody. It happens automatically that you have to defeat Lob Omen right here at the beginning. And it's Lob Omen and a bunch of Manicores, or they're Nussknackers, or I believe Manicores is the name of the species also. But they're pretty low. I think I'm spreading out my guys. Yeah, I'm spreading out my guys so that we kill all the trash first. Yeah, if David almost one-hits it, then it's definitely something we're going to kill in one turn. Because he's one of our lowest damage guys. When he doesn't have his big gun. Yeah. There's not much strategy here with Lob Omen. He is not... oh yeah, that is one move. He will pick a guy up. He's got a unique animation attack. Square Enix could have chosen the easy route and just had him swirl around or do something to do damage, but they actually have him pick up the player model and grab him, and he just gave Jager a noogie or something like that on the head, and It's like a hug, except it did damage. And he's already blinking, and you might be thinking, well, this is easy. This was real easy. They gave us the fight almost, I mean, they gave us, yeah, the Lob Omen fight right away. And Lob Omen is sealing combat arts on some of the Unions. So he does have some debilitating abilities he can put on him. And people are getting there. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to see Emmy's 100 flowers if she gets it off before she dies. And that was 26,000 damage or something like that. That does much more damage later on. I think she actually kills one of the final guys, like the White Conqueror or something like that, with about 250,000 damage with that 100 flowers. Okay, so he wasn't blinking. Sometimes that'll happen. If we debilitate the enemy, sometimes they'll flash, and it'll look like they're flashing because they're out of hit points, but they're not. They're flashing because we've debilitated them. Oh, and I've never talked about this. Almost every single mob in the game will... Oh, just jack Emmy. Almost every single mob we fight in the game will clear all of their negative effects that you put on them at the end of the round. I can't think of one that doesn't do that right off the top of my head. So when you lower their attack or defense or choose stuff that does that, you just have to do it knowing that it's only going to last that turn. So that it may make those types of things not worth it.
Yeah, this is our big chance.
Alright, so this should be the last round. He's blinking. And he hits a lot harder when we're fighting him now than he does once you get him. Like, once you're able to summon him, he doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage. He is the most damaging of the 3 summons. Okay, he flew off. Oh no. So no, they're not going to make it that easy, and you can probably tell by the video length that that's not it. There's only one quest on this video, and it's going to take us a bit. But that's a nice opportunity for skill ups.
This is exactly what I needed.
Metallic stud for David. That's an accessory. Okay, so long story short, we're going to have to... Okay, notice that Nusnacker we just passed there in the hallway. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't want to fight just one, because they're all over this zone, and we fight them in groups. But there are specific Nusnackers, or Manticores, whatever they're called, that have Lob Omen hidden in them. We have to fight Lob Omen 3 more times to get him on our side. So that's 4 total fights against Lob Omen. And they've got these other creatures in the zone. I'm only killing them just to get them out of the hallway. There's no Lob Omen in this fight. It's just going to be us killing these guys. But there's not a graphic for Lob Omen when you walk through Worm's Keep. Like, you won't know. You may be able to tell from the animations of the Nusnackers. Lob Omen acts a little bit differently. He keeps his head down or something like that. He does act a little bit differently in the world view, outside of combat. So you can tell just by staring at them long enough that one of them is acting different, and that one must be the Lob Omen. But we're killing everything because it's quick, and we're hoopty, and we can afford to take the extra XP now. And if you remember the last time we were here, this is a pretty small area. It's just this giant square hallway, and then one room off to the side.
Yes, I have received my
Oh, nice. as we're killing more and more creatures, people are more so than when we started at low BR. People are starting to get items for their weapon ups. Okay, so here's some mana cores here, and there should be a Lob Omen in here. There is a Lob Omen in here, and if you look at the graphic to the bottom right, you see little beady eyes on E, Group E. There's he looks different from all the other groups. That is Lob Omen. Won't show up as a like a named or something like that. You can still see his hit point bar, but there he is, and he'll join in. But we can see his hit points go down, which is helpful. I don't think he does anything different between these 3 fights or 4 fights. I think he uses the same abilities no matter what. When Jager's able to summon him after this video for the rest of the game, when he summons him, he won't have that variety of attacks. He'll have a couple he does. He'll do the charge, and he does have an area of effect type thing where I think he spins his head around or something and shoots a lightning out of it. I'm pretty sure. But they're all pretty low damage. You're not really using the summons for damage. You're using them as a meat shield. Okay. So we want to kill everything that is not Lob Omen, and leave one guy. Right, we're going to leave Rush's group on Lob Omen. The mana cores aren't hugely damaging to us. We could ignore them, I guess, but they're called Death Claws here. They're a little bit tougher. Like, we're able to, if we're healing, then it's actually a challenging fight. Yeah, these guys definitely have a few more hit points than those mana cores. Nice. Oh, nice. The Gabolg finally an area of effect. So we can. We're going to be all up on Lob Omen after this. Looks like Rush's group has been debilitated a little bit. They've got some negative effect on them. Okay, let's get David's big gun here. Yeah. That's just gonna... It's actually only gonna kill the Deathclaw group, but we'll see it'll do some damage to Lob Omen, but not a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, you could barely see his bar move down. Lob Omen's got a good amount of hit points, so it's probably not likely that you should that you would want to ignore the trash and just fight Lob Omen. It's because it's going to take a bunch of hits to get him down. Now it's not going to be too bad for us because we've got 18 guys working on him. We get a couple things from this quest other than Lob Omen. We get an area of the Aqueduct opened up to us. The disposal tank number 8 is a zone in there. We get full access to Worm's Keep, like I mentioned before. Jager gets to summon the Lob Omen. And we get 10,000 gold. Which 10,000 gold at this point is a little bit insulting. I mean, we're going to get much more than that in the next video. or the next subquest we do. Just for the number of fights and everything, it didn't seem on par with the amount of time spent to do it. But there is a side quest that does it worse. There's a side quest that is so freaking long and annoying, and they give you like 400 gold for it or something. It's unbelievably insulting. And the only reason I'm doing it is it's 100% guide. So that video will run longer. I think it runs like 54 minutes or something like that for one quest. And I think the developers or the designers intentionally did that. Like they knew it would be a pain. Okay, so Lob Omen flew away again, and so we need to catch him twice more. Right, twice more.
Sweet. Excellent. This is of no concern to you. May the God Emperor bless you all.
Well, Cademan upgraded his remedies. So did Paige just got his group heal upgraded. So, that'll happen also too. We'll start to see coming soon, really soon, that all the guys that had remedies before and that had like little single-person heals are starting to get group heals, and it's massive. The amount of healing we're able to kick out once all our guys get group heals. These guys never hold the Lob Omen, but I'm going to go ahead and do them. I would have grabbed the third one, but he was too far away in that corner, so we'll have to do that in another quick fight. Yeah, these guys will never hold the Lob Omen. It may be harder to tell, but they're not the same creature. These are vile lizards. Nidhogg's is what this version of them is called, but they're vile lizards, and if we're going by our rule we made earlier about height, they're not threatening at all, because the badassitude, that's a new word. The badassitude of the mob is directly proportional to their height from the ground.
I hope I've grown stronger than before. May the God Emperor bless you all. Little by little, I'm becoming stronger.
Okay, so let's grab that last... we got Nidhogg there, and I should have split it, but I haven't been splitting those things like I said I would. I guess I was going to try and grab this one out here and pull him in there. Okay, so there's 4 of these guys in here. And no Lob Omen. Like, there's no beady little eyes in there. And so that didn't look right the first time I did it. I was like, he's missing from here. And he's always in here. Megalore will clear this up.
Come on, let's do it. What's this?
If it ever gets to our Mystic Arts Union, they will clear up this problem really quick. But it's nice that our combat guys get a chance to practice their skills against them. Get some chances for skill ups here, and blam! All 6 groups in the area are dead, and we got some reinforcements. Is Lob Omen with the reinforcements? No, there's just the 1 reinforcement. And the reason why we only have 1 reinforcement is there were 8 groups, but it'll only show 7 of them at a time in the battle. Like, you can't fight more than 7 enemy unions at once. Ooh. Okay. So 2 turns, alright. BR 41. Oh, our battle ranks going up pretty fast.
I hope I've grown stronger than before.
So we're doing a lot of fights.
My mother.
Little by little, I'm becoming stronger.
Nice. Nice skill ups from Glynis, who was a late addition. We wouldn't see 7 lines of text from any of our guys who did the PC Ultimate Grind already. There's just not that much to upgrade. Okay, so there's got to be another one in here somewhere that I missed. That weapon recipe is worth getting. I think we do use that later in a later video. There should be a guy in there. So we know where one of these guys is, actually. Alright, we'll do this fight. And there's Lob Omen there. Hidden in this little 2 group, but he wasn't in the 4 pull we did earlier. So, if you didn't want to kill everything here, some people may still want to continue the low BR, or lowest possible BR, which is smart. We do strive for it, but we're not a big priority for us. But if it is a priority for you to keep your BR very low during this part of this quest for Jager, you can look for that special animation on that particular Death Claw, and then just grab that one. And that's all you have to do, and you'll have the one guy that has Lob Omen with him. Oh, we still got a trash group here. We got 2 trash groups. Okay.
I'll take you down with my own hands.
Yeah, all your guys get custom taunts that they'll yell out in battle. And some of them are pretty funny. Like if Rush goes down, like he gets knocked out. Doesn't happen a lot in our videos, but I've certainly, in some things that didn't make it into the final videos, Rush went down, and you know, like people will yell out Rush, or you know, they've all got special dialogue about a lot of things you wouldn't think they'd have specialized dialogue about. That's the one nice thing about this game, is they really did cover all their bases with the voiceovers. Okay, Omni Strike's gonna do some severe damage to the Lob Omen here. Oh, Jager's botched. Oh, he got knocked down, right? While I was talking about Rush being knocked down, we actually saw Jager get knocked out there. And so he'll need a remedy or a second chance from somebody. Union leader's down, nobody in that group can act. We've seen that before. Some mobs in the game, most mobs in the game, if they knock somebody down, it's random. It won't always be the group leader. But if it is the group leader, then it gimps the entire group. Some people have priority to hit the group leader and knock them down. So those are especially fierce rares and bosses that do that. Alright. Rush just did 50k with his Omni Strike. That's continuing to go up. Heal the others sounds like a good choice. Maybe we can get Jager out of the dirt. There we go. Somebody brought him back in. I believe Boston did. So everybody's up and ready for skill ups, so let's go ahead and kill Lob Omen. For the 3rd time? Right. Okay, flies off again. Okay, so the next time we fight Lob Omen here, which is going to be our next fight, well, fight after next, but it's going to,
There's still plenty of power left.
it's going to be it. It's going to be the last time we have to do it.
I feel a little stronger than before.
Paris upgraded his group heal. Okay, so we knew at the beginning we walked by one of these guys. Like, yeah, he's right there. Like right when we came in the entrance. I don't know if he's always there. I didn't remember him being there in my previous playthrough.
We've got the jump on
But
them.
this guy didn't have Lob Omen in him. And I thought that was the very last creature. And so it was awfully confusing. It's like, well, there's nobody left. He just saw me do a complete loop of the entire area, and we killed everything.
Smash him from the side! Oh!
Okay, we're not going to have any trouble taking these guys out in one turn. Still BR-41.
Sweet!
I still have more powers waiting to be released. That means nothing to me.
My old age hasn't stopped me from growing.
I think these guys are higher level than us, significantly higher level than us, and I think that is why there's a whole lot of skill ups when we just hit the single creature. Okay, so we're looking for somebody who got away from us, and we didn't miss anybody in this room, and luckily we killed the other trash, the nidhogs or whatever else, or vile lizards that are here. Nothing in this room. Alright. Nothing in this room. Oh wait. There's that nidhogg, but he's not there. There he is, right there, standing in the middle of this room. So I don't know if he reappeared or if he was stuck in the wall the last time we were there, or I didn't get him on the video. I thought I looked around pretty good, but there's Lob Omen in there, so this is the last one. So I don't know if that kind of phenomena will happen with you, where you'll clear everything in there, and then if you didn't get Lob Omen 3 times, then another group holding Lob Omen will spawn.
We shall stop them here!
The 2 trash are the same as all the other trash.
Check this out!
Cross that track!
Whoa! Nice. That giant icicle thing, I kind of talked about that before. Like, the Mystic's Art Union is horrible against single target mobs. Like, you kind of see, like, there's a blue dot in Lob Omen's group. If you look at the bottom right, it's like a blue dot underneath of them, a single blue dot. That means there's one creature in that union, in that enemy union. That one creature is Lob Omen. And bosses are all one union. But the trash around him had 2 or 3 guys in it. When Pages goes to do that giant icicle, it does X amount of damage to every enemy in the enemy union. And so if there are 5 guys in that union, it'll do 5 times the damage than it would do if there's a boss in it. And so bosses, Mystic Arts Union, as a rule, like, all their stuff is like that. Does very little damage against one guy in an enemy union. But if those are, I'm trying to think, like, landworms are packed, like there's 4 and 5 creatures in every one of those enemy unions, and so Mystic Arts just owns them in one hit. Like, one icicle thing will kill them because it's multiplying all the damage by 4 or 5, however many are in there. So when you're when you're killing trash in big boss fights, and you're assigning your Mystic Arts group to one of the trash groups, try and choose the group that has the most blue dots in it. 4 or 5 is almost a guaranteed kill. Sometimes that will make the difference, I guess. It will guarantee that trash group goes down in one round. So Jager's going to use his Beowulf again here. We have a max morale, so that stuff's going to be coming up pretty often. gonna get a chance to use it? No! Flew off again. Oh, tell me he didn't fly off again. Ding 42 grads.
Sweet!
I still have more powers waiting to be released.
Only in death does one cease to grow.
Okay. But he didn't go away, actually. He's still there. That's just the same animation. It kind of scares you, because you don't know how many times you have to kill it. Excuse me. So it turns into a remnant, which Jager can pick up. Obtain the Lob Omen. Jeez, it's about time. No shit. Sorry for roughing you up, but it's good to have you back, partner. Hey, sup. You really helped me out back there with Lob Omen. Here, it ain't much, but shut up and take it anyway. 10,000 cash. The hell are you looking at me like that for? What, you think I don't know? Damn, you're such a little... whatever. Holler at you later. Okay, and now that this is done, we can get his parameter bonus. Which we didn't get last time because we didn't have his summon. So we didn't know we had to get his summon to get the parameter bonus. The wiki didn't say that. ME combat for sure. Combat, Glennis, yeah. Roberto's combat. They'll ask several times. Like these guys, we've already told them combat before. Jager's asking for the Schiavana, sorry. That's his baton of death. We picked up that cloister belt from that treasure chest by the 2 imps. That Schiavana is going to allow him to do a special remnant art, kind of like the Beowulf. It's equally as devastating. So that should be coming up twice as often now that he's got 2 ways to do it. Alright, so let's head back in. And speak to Jager. The cries of remnants, the essence of remnants. Damn it, I can't deal with this anymore. Alright, Rush, time for you to come clean on the remnant stuff. How come you can control them so easy when the rest of us are busting their asses? What do you do? Sorry, didn't mean to get heated. I know you're a good kid. I just want an answer. Maybe we weren't meant to have control over remnants after all. Okay, so we got his parameter bonus, which is plus 5% to speed, which will help his group go faster. He'll be able to do his Schiavana and Beowulf faster. And we'll see you in the next video.